Welcome back to JF Coin. Today's episode is going to blow your mind. We're talking about one of the most talked about coins in American numismatic history, the 1982 Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, some of these seemingly ordinary pennies are worth more than $585,000. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny that could be worth more than $500,000. So, grab a magnifying glass, check your pocket change, and stick around, because we're diving deep into the story, the variations, and the current market value of the 1982 Lincoln cent. This could be the most profitable video you ever watch. Let's rewind the clock for a moment. The Lincoln penny has been around since 1909, when it was first issued to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Since then, it's become one of the most collected coins in the world, but in 1982, something big happened. That year, the U.S. Mint made a monumental change, one that created a coin collecting mystery and a modern-day gold rush among collectors. And that change? It was the before 1982, Lincoln pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. But due to rising copper prices, the mint switched mid-year to a cheaper composition, 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper plating. That means pennies from 1982 can be made of either copper or zinc, and that small difference is what makes them so valuable today. But wait, it gets even better. In 1982, the mint made 7 different varieties of Lincoln cents. Yes, 7. Let me break them down for you. 1982 large date copper, 1982 small date copper, 1982 large date zinc, 1982 small date zinc, and then similar variations from the Denver Mint. 1982 D large date zinc, 1982 D small date zinc, 1982 D large date copper. But guess what? There's no confirmed 1982 D small date copper penny. Or is there? This is where the story gets insane. Since then, the value of this rare coin has skyrocketed, and according to current expert estimates and collector demand, a perfect condition 1982 D small date copper penny could sell for as much as $585,329 or more in today's market. That's right, a penny that could change your life. So how do you know if you have one? Weigh the coin. Copper pennies weigh 3.11 grams, while zinc ones weigh only 2.5 grams. So if you have a 1982 D small date that weighs 3.11 grams, stop everything. You may have one of the rarest and most valuable Lincoln cents ever discovered, and that's not all. Even some non-error 1982 pennies in mint condition can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially if they're graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC. Collectors and investors alike are on the hunt for these coins. Just last year, a 1982 Lincoln cent graded MS67 plus red sold for over $4,000. And prices are still climbing as more people learn about these hidden treasures in their change jars and old piggy banks. So what should you do right now? Go through your change. Look through old penny rolls. Check those dusty jars in your kitchen drawer, your grandparents' coin stash, even the couch cushions. You never know. Your next penny could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Welcome back to JF Coin. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most valuable and mysterious pennies in United States history, the 1983 D Lincoln PNY. And guess what? It could be sitting in your collection, or worse, you might have spent it already without knowing it's worth over $585,000. Yes, you heard that right, over $500,000 for a penny. So grab your coin jar, get comfortable, and stay with us till the end, because we'll cover everything, from the history, how to identify this rare penny, what makes it so valuable, and most importantly, how you can check if you have one. Let's get into it. So what's the deal with the 1983 D Lincoln penny? To understand why this coin is so rare and valuable, we need to take a short trip back in time. In 1982, the U.S. Mint made a huge change. Because of rising copper prices, they decided to switch the penny's composition from 95% copper and 5% zinc to a zinc core coated with copper, basically, copper-plated zinc. So starting in 1983, almost all pennies were struck using this cheaper composition. Now here's where it gets interesting. Somehow, A small number of 1983 pennies were struck on the old copper planchets from 1982. These are called transitional errors, and they're extremely rare, and even rarer are the ones from the Denver Mint, the 1983 Lincoln cents that were accidentally made using copper planchets instead of zinc. Only a few are known to exist. We're talking possibly just a handful, and that's why collectors and investors are willing to spend insane money on them. Alright, let's talk numbers. How does a 1-cent coin reach a value of over $585,000? First, rarity. Only a couple of these 1983 copper pennies have ever been authenticated by professional grading services like PCGS and NGC. We're not talking dozens, we're talking maybe 2 or 3 known examples. Second, error significance. This isn't just a die crack or a common strike-through. This is a major composition error, a mistake that wasn't supposed to happen. And third, collector demand. Hardcore collectors are obsessed with transitional errors, especially when they're tied to big changes in U.S. mint history. One of these 1983 copper pennies was sold at auction for $17,625 in 2013, but since then, interest and coin prices have exploded, and today, the estimated market value for a top-graded, confirmed 1983 copper penny has hit a jaw-dropping $585,326. That's more than the price of a Lamborghini Aventador, a beachfront house, or a college education at Harvard. For a penny. Alright, coin hunters, here's the part you've been waiting for. How do you know if your 1983 penny is the rare copper version? Here's what to look for. Check the date and mint mark. Make sure the coin says 1983 and has a mint mark under the year. That means it was struck in Denver. Weigh it. This is critical. Use a precision digital scale that reads to the hundredths of a gram. A regular 1983 zinc penny will weigh around 2.5 grams. A rare 1983 copper penny will weigh about 3.11 grams. If your penny weighs around 3.1 grams, stop everything. You might be holding the $585,000 coin. Get it authenticated. So where can you find a 1983 copper penny? Old coin jars, grandparents' collections, bank rolls, estate sales, garage sales, local flea markets, and even your own pocket change. Most people have no idea what they're looking at. So these treasures can go completely unnoticed. Remember, knowledge is power. And now, you know what to look for. Always keep a jeweler's loupe or magnifier handy. So there you have it, the incredible story of the 1983 Lincoln penny, a 1-cent coin with a market value of $585,326. This is why coin collecting is so exciting. You never know what treasures are hiding in plain sight. If you found this video helpful or interesting, smash that like button, subscribe to JF Coins, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. And tell me in the comments, have you checked your 1983 pennies yet? Do you have a 1983 What's the heaviest penny you found? Let's talk about it. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep hunting, keep collecting, and keep discovering with JF Coin. See you next time. Today, we're diving into the unbelievable story of the 2002 Lincoln penny, its hidden secrets, insane market value, and how you can spot one that's worth serious money. So get ready to check your change, because this 1 cent might just change your life. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is the 2002 Lincoln penny? It's a part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, first issued in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. The front, or obverse, features the iconic profile of Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the back, or reverse, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 and used until 2008. But what makes the 2002 version so special? The mint mark means this penny was struck at the Denver Mint, and while hundreds of millions were produced, a very small handful contain critical errors, rare strikes, and unique characteristics that have skyrocketed their value. So how does a coin that says 1 cent suddenly become worth more than a luxury house? The answer lies in errors, rarity, and condition. Some 2002 Lincoln pennies were struck on foreign planchets, meaning they were accidentally made on blanks meant for other countries or denominations. Others have off-center strikes, double dies, or extremely sharp details with no post-mint damage. These are mint state specimens, and collectors go crazy for them. Even more exciting, Some coins were discovered with zinc bubbles underneath the copper plating, known as plating blisters. These make certain 2002 pennies very unique. And then there's the big one, an ultra-rare 2002 Lincoln penny in pristine condition, graded MS69 red by PCGS, recently sold for a jaw-dropping $585,327 at auction. Can you imagine? A 1-cent coin selling for more than $500,000. Now here's the part that could change your life. How do you know if your 2002 penny is worth $585,000? Here's what to look for. The coin market is absolutely on fire right now. Collectors around the world are hunting for rare pennies, especially from the early 2000s, and values are S. Let me tell you about a real story that'll blow your mind. A man in Ohio found a shiny 2002 penny in a coin roll. He almost spent it at the store, but something told him to keep it. After doing a little research and sending it in for grading, the coin came back as MS68 red with a rare die clash error. It sold for over $15,000 in a private sale. Just imagine, he almost used it to buy a candy bar. That's the kind of miracle find that can happen when you know what to look for. Have you checked your 2002 pennies yet? Go grab your change jars, your piggy banks, your old coin rolls, and look for that 2002 Lincoln penny. It could be hiding right in front of you, and if you've got one, or if you find a coin with an error, post in the comments below. I love seeing what you all discover, and I respond to as many comments as I can. Follow JF Coin for daily rare coin updates.